and welcome to the Hickok Homestead. I'm Rochelle Hickok and this is
Liz Bulkley,
my wonderful neighbor. And what we're doing here is we're actually going to be doing a series where I'm interviewing my neighbors who live, as you've seen, right next door to me. They share the same land, all 10 acres. And so I'm going to ask them some questions about living next to us with chickens and with all my crazy ideas. And so what we're going to start off with is asking her some questions about the chickens. First off, what's it like living next to chickens?
well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm terrified right now, but we'll move on from that. It's great living next to chickens. I really like it.
Okay.
When you first mentioned you were going to get chickens, I thought, oh, how cool. And they have been nothing but an asset to the neighborhood, our petite little neighborhood here. They, it's great. They're entertainment centers. I get to watch them roaming around outside in the good weather, and I really like that a lot.
The thing you like the most about the chickens?
I love, a lot of things. One is that you live next door and have easy access for me to buy eggs, free range, delicious, beautiful eggs. And I really do love listening to them clucking around, and they're just a gentle presence, and they kind of, do the periphery of the place. They really, I don't know, they just kind of check everything out. I also like that my kitty, Spotty, she finds them very entertaining. And she'll sit on the windowsill and kind of check them out and, listen to them. And she hasn't figured out the difference between them and the 7 turkeys that live in the neighborhood either. But I like that. And I also really like that you're doing this as part of a bigger project. I liked watching when you were growing the worms and when you were really getting invested in the whole chicken process, building the coop and feeding them nutritionally and just trying to make decisions that were wise and that are consistent with everything else I know about you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, now on the opposite end of the coin, what would you say is the worst thing about the chickens?
The worst thing about the chickens is that, there was a rooster, and
There was a rooster.
and that interrupted my sleep sometimes.
Oh.
But not for long. And the worst thing about the chickens, really, I mean, you expect that that they haven't been toilet trained, but it's not like it's everywhere. It's just, being aware.
The occasional dropping.
Yeah, I can't say that there's anything negative. I think it's all positive. Because my grandfather was a chicken farmer, his primary business was chicken farming, I have a special love for watching your enterprise grow. Yeah.
We also do here is we have the garden, and also the compost and the fire pit and everything. So in regards to the compost, can you smell the compost?
I have never smelled the compost. I've been invited to contribute to the compost, and sometimes when I'm not feeling lazy, when I think harder about it, I do that.
Yeah.
But no, I've never ever smelled the compost. No, and I walk by there. I've been by there in the hot weather.
Not that one. The one in the back.
Oh, in the back. Oh God, no. Yeah. So I didn't even realize you had a compost back there. No.
Yeah, all the manure and the lawn clippings go all the way back there.
Had no idea that
There
that
you
was.
go.
Yeah, it does not stink. And I don't know if you want to talk about this, but the fact that you have chairs out there in the back, and I have gone out in the nice weather many, many times just to sit and watch.
Yep.
The chickens.
That's what I was going to ask next. How about the run itself and the coop? Can you smell that?
I can't smell it at all. I've been out there in warm weather. I don't open. You've got things really wide open. They've got a lot of room, and they're out and about so much. It's not like they're literally cooped up all the time. So.
Well, on that note, I do have a very sensitive sniffer. I'm the one who also cleans it. Primarily. Mitch helps occasionally, but I'm the one who primarily cleans it. And I'm out there every day and I do smell it, especially in the winter time because they are cooped up. But with the deep layering method, I think that really definitely helps in that regard. And, just being mindful and keeping on top of it, cleaning it like anything else. We're in the you saw us in the process of actually building the coop. What would you say? You weren't hands-on in the process.
Thank God.
Exactly. Would you give anybody advice watching us do it? What would you recommend?
Based only on what I saw and what I experienced as you were putting it together, the advice I would have for other people is do as much research as Rochelle and Mitchell did. It was amazing. And you did it in stages and kept referring to things that videos that you had checked out and a lot of reading. So I guess I know that you guys worked really hard to make it a pleasant and spacious place and succeeded. And I love that it looks like kind of a little Scandinavian barn or something with that white and the blue trim.
What's your experience in regards to the garden?
Okay, well, my experience with the garden is you've got a nice elaborate watering system set up for it.
Yes.
And that you have a different compost pile for that I get to contribute to sometimes.
Yes.
And then the garden, as you planted it last year, you were very careful and arranging things so that they, the crop,
combined garden.
Yeah, right. And it's pretty impressive. I mean, also again, what I see in that is how much you've researched, how much you have not undertaken stuff lightly, like thrown seeds in the ground and hope cucumbers and corn grow.
Yeah. It's
really been very, very thoughtful. And I've heard you talk about, the expansion plans, other things that you want to grow, and it seems very smart to me.
Yeah, thank you. Another thing is one thing we like to do, because we do live in a community, we like to share with as much as we can, because everyone is involved in this. They see us out there working. I mean, the kids go out there, they help me garden occasionally, sort of. Liz contributes to the compost, and she also very generously goes and watches our animals and occasionally our garden when we get to go away, which we get to soon. It's our anniversary. Yay. So Liz lovingly goes and watches our animals for us and takes care of them. So how is it taking care of them for us?
Well, normally I dreaded it first, and because I'm lazy.
It does take work.
No, but seriously, it's really fun. And then what's fun about it for me is there's always the reward of finding eggs.
Yes.
But it's fine. I mean, I did it at one time when we had a storm, a sudden wind, like a nor'easter kind of storm with snow. And it was, they just hunkered down, which is really sweet. I was concerned about their welfare, but then I saw, okay, they're okay. Replacing the water, checking the water every day, and also, here comes,
hi,
Spotty. Oh, kitty cat. Yes, at any rate,
she is the queen.
She is the queen. At any rate, it's fine. I mean, it's pretty easy. They like, what they like. It's easy to feed them. They produce eggs, and that's delightful. And it's just, it's simple. So I don't let them out. That's the one different thing I do. I'm concerned if I let them out, I'd be worried if anything happened. And
you have a different work schedule also.
Yeah.
It would be difficult to let them out and in.
Yeah. So, but it's pretty straightforward. Feeding them, collecting the eggs, making sure they are watered, and washing the water container every other day. And it's kind of fun. It's sort of fun to go out there, and it's like this secret hideaway where the chickens are.
Yeah.
And it's fun to open up when they're at nighttime, to go to look for eggs and just see how they're doing in their little roosting area. And, they're all, blah, 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 blah. They kind of talk quietly, but they don't get disturbed. It's nice.
She also watches our cats. We have special circumstances with our cats. One of our cats, she's older, and she's she's more elderly. She's on medication, and so Liz is wonderful, and she takes care of our beautiful and wonderful cats for us as well.
Yes, Sky, the older one, really hates me because I give her pills.
She hates everyone. It's nothing special. She just hates everyone. She's cranky.
Yeah.
So interesting. Where we live, how would you classify this?
Okay, it's definitely not urban, and it's not suburban, and it's not rural, but it's more between the suburban and the rural. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, suburban, there aren't like tons of houses right around us, but it has, you know, it's close to a community, but it's very rural, and in most ways, it's got most of the elements of rural life.
Very true. But then you also have the suburban take on it because we have 4 units right next to each other.
That's
and
true.
So everyone, it's a little community and everyone has to think about everyone else. So would you say that having a garden and chickens is something that you could do in almost every living area?
Oh, definitely. I think so. I mean, except at places that have zoning laws that say no thank you. But where we are, it's, yeah, we're close to a bigger community and, you know, commercial things. But there's space for the chickens outside. And like you say, you've got neighbors, and the neighbors are all in one way or another participating in the cause, either by purchasing eggs or, you know, checking on the chickens or enjoying them as entertainment centers.
The kids giving them exercise?
Yeah. No, I would say it right. I would say it's a definite enhancement to our neighborhood.
So one thing we actually noticed between the Rhode Island Reds, because we had them done the same time we got the chicks.
Yeah.
The barred rocks, they were only a day old.
Yeah.
And they can't actually go out into the wild on their own for quite a few months. So we noticed actually an increase in bug activity.
Oh, wow.
It's really interesting that actually did happen.
Wow.
In between that little process, like those 4 months where they couldn't go out, 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
Where we didn't have anything eating them.
That is something. That's okay. That's impressive. Now, those chickens, the little ones, they came on April 19th.
Yes.
I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was really fun to watch them in your house.
That's
in your
true.
living, you know, as they were little tiny things, and, you know, and kind of growing. And
yeah, we started them from a friend of ours gave us a plexiglass little container so we could look at them and see them. But it was amazing how quickly they outgrew that plexiglass container. We had some leapers with us, and they grew up really, really fast.
Yeah. Were you worried about having them with neighbors?
The chicks or the chickens?
Chickens.
That was probably one of our biggest concerns, in all honesty. Wow. Because we knew that it was going to impact all of us. And, you know, Jason, Mitch's brother, who's a landlord, he made sure that there were certain stipulations that were put in place. We can't have a rooster because they're loud, as we learned. One snuck into this batch. And we can't have guinea hens. We originally were planning on having guinea hens. They're loud.
Is that right?
They're loud. They're noisy little devils.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really, really loud. So with that in mind, that's when I did all my research to find the best breed for our area. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with the barred rock.
Yeah.
They are by far exceeding expectations. So
that's so great.
They're really, really good birds.
Their eggs are excellent.
Oh, yes. I don't know. You have to tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So, I think that's all the questions I have for Liz.
Cheers to that.
Yes. And we will touch back with you at a different day. Thank you, Liz.
All right. Thank you, Rochelle.